Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. And of course, we have some updates to the current breaking news as well as top stories. But I must begin this video with this statement from Molly Ball, Time Magazine, so everyone remembers how Joe Biden became president of the United States. In a way, Trump was right. There was a conspiracy unfolding behind the scenes. One that both curtailed the protests and coordinated the resistance from CEOs. Both surprises were the result of an informal alliance between left-wing activists and business titans. The pact was formalized in a terse, little-noticed joint statement of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and AFL-CIO published on Election Day. Both sides would come to see it as a sort of implicit bargain, inspired by the summer's massive, sometimes destructive racial justice protest in which the forces of labor came together with the forces of capital to keep the peace and oppose Trump's assault on democracy. The absurdity has reached its highest level. I ask you guys who are watching right now, if you're on Rumble, if you're on Odyssey, if you're on BitChute, share this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're one of my fellow YouTube subscribers, be sure you share this video. We're going to be moving through content rather quickly. We start off, this is Kiev, where I live. Russia invaded my country. It's a massive war in Ukraine. Ukraine people are dying. I ask all people to share this information. Claim to help Ukraine from your governments. We need your help significantly. Now, I can't play the video, but what I can tell you is it is a missile strike on a building there in Kiev. Now, I've heard people say it Kyiv as well, so you decide. The significance of it is right here, is what she's saying. And, of course, below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to just below this video. And we move on to some rather poignant videos that didn't go over very well or didn't age very well. And this was Biden in 2019 describing something that I want you guys to hear for yourselves.
It's going to take a hell of a lot of work to make up for all the damage he's done internationally and nationally. His network of thugs and co-conspirators are going to continue to try to undermine our democracy in the meantime. Imagine what he can do in another year. Imagine what can happen in Ukraine.
Make no mistake.
Yeah, imagine what could happen. Imagine what could happen if a group of people, the Democrats, working alongside the mainstream media, activists, tech giants, special interest, imagine if they all worked together to formalize a truce between each other to ensure that Donald Trump didn't get elected, so that their interests wouldn't be interfered with. Donald Trump was benefiting our country. Donald Trump was an asset to our country. Donald Trump was ensuring that there weren't new wars. There was no attack from Russia. There was no threat from Russia while he was president. And we can prove that. How? Because we didn't have it when he was president. Also, right here, what could be described as an illegal quid pro quo from Joe Biden himself. Right here, the evidence. Now, I want to emphasize this specifically because as I understand it, this was the video that was going around on the internet. It went viral, of course, because it's a direct implication of Joe Biden making a quid pro quo. And this is what essentially the conversation between President Trump and Zelensky was having. So I want you guys to listen to this.
You're not the president. The president said, I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired.
There you go. An admission right here. 2.5 years. The Democrats, working alongside the mainstream media, activists, and special interests, all work together, and tech giants, all work together to perpetuate a fabricated story about Russian collusion. Where's the outrage now? Where's the outrage? Where's the post? Where's the additional post of all that going on as well? Here we have it in video of Joe Biden making these statements. Biden's job approval hits new low. I don't think it really matters. It really doesn't, because the establishment is propping up Joe Biden, and no matter what he does, no matter how low he reaches in anything that he does, the mainstream media, all these activist groups, all of these particular cabal of people as described by Molly Ball are all going to make sure that Joe Biden is protected. They're circling the wagons around Joe Biden, and they're making sure that he stays safe and protected. Now, you want to see a real leader. U.S. wanted to move Zelensky out of Kiev for his safety. He said, I need ammunitions, not a ride. This is how a true leader should be. Absolutely 100%. He is setting an example in the face of a nation with nuclear weapons. The Ukraine was asked, if you remember, back in the early 90s, we've covered this on the channel several times. That's why I suggest you guys like and share this content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Help support conservative commentary like mine here on YouTube and across New Tech. Because now is the time. Now we are seeing the evidence of why individuals who are conservative, who are centrist, who are even classical liberals, and those who want to have rational, cogent conversations about what's going on, and we can produce the evidence, which is what I'm trying to do right now, at least show you, at least to back up what I'm saying with at least some tangible information, because in the last several days, I've had tons of people across Twitter here, which you can follow me if you would like on Twitter, try to tell me things, and they back up nothing that they say with any evidence. There's nothing to back up what they're saying. Nothing. They just make these ridiculous, off-the-cuff, generalized statements, and they back nothing up. So here's our true leader right here. You are a brave patriot. Strength to the Ukrainian people. Absolutely. Encouragement to these individuals there. And I empathize with them greatly. It is absolutely tragic what is happening there. We move on. Hillary Clinton. This is Russia's 2016 election meddling is a form of war. Really? Here we have it. For 2.5 years, they perpetuated a story about President Trump being involved in Russian collusion to help him with the election. Didn't even happen. But what do we have? A 6,683 worded article from Time Magazine describing how they, the left, the establishment, was going to interfere with an American election. Gloating, spiking the football. Hillary Clinton used the deep state to fabricate the Russian collusion narrative. She absolutely did. Now keep in mind here, look at my sources. This is from the Washington Examiner from MSN. All right? This isn't some right-wing site that I came up with. This isn't Fox News, as everyone wants to continue to blame Fox News, particularly when they're describing what's going on with Russia and how Russia is presenting all this, because people need both sides of a story. I saw from India today, they were trying to give Fox News a hard time about particular reporting on Russia. Well, they're reporting. But here we have it. Hillary Clinton used the deep state to fabricate the Russian collusion narrative. And we already know this. We've already covered this here on the channel. You can go through any of my content and look up this information, because we've recently refreshed this again. Let's see. From the Inquiry, from the Inquisitor. September 1st, 2016. If it's Hillary Clinton, it's war, says Vladimir Putin to frighten Russian people. And I think the irony here is that he went in to Crimea in 2014 with little to no resistance under Obama. Now, the argument has always been made that, resistance groups there welcomed him in. There was a quick election that said, we do want the Russians here, so they don't want any international action. But they keep talking about, will Russia invade, will Russia invade? Well, we know that they have, because they've already done it in Crimea, and of course, now they're doing it in Ukraine. So here's the evidence. Here's the information. When I speak, when I'm talking about these topics, I try to bring you guys sources and references that you can look on. Sure, you can disagree with me. Sure, you can disagree with what I'm presenting. You can, but produce your information. Show me where you are disagreeing and saying that, no, this information is not entirely accurate because this, that, or the other. And here's another example of references and giving you guys tangible information and not just generalizations off the cuff. I think this tweet is absolutely amazing. Hey, at Twitter, I would like to report some misinformation. And it's a tweet from Joe Biden. Vladimir Putin doesn't want me to be president. He doesn't want me to be our nominee. If you're wondering why, it's because I'm the only person in the field who's ever gone toe-to-toe with him. And what happened, Joe Biden? Looks like you lost. Looks like you lost that toe-to-toe battle. Maybe you were thinking about corn pop instead. But where is Joe Biden, you must ask, during all of this crisis? Is he over there trying to help out Ukraine? Is he over there making absolutely sure that Zelensky gets everything that he needs? Well, let's see what he's doing from the New York Post. Weekend getaway. Biden heads to Delaware as war rages in Ukraine. That's right. President Biden was in Delaware. President Biden was in a Delaware state of mind as invading Russian troops threatened to take control of Ukrainian's capital Saturday. I don't know where this man's state of mind is. Maybe it is in Delaware. That would explain a lot. Maybe it is entirely in Delaware. And, of course, he'll have no registration log, or there'll be no additional information about his registration log while he's in Delaware because, of course, it's been speculated that he goes on these trips to get some sort of medical treatment. Now, again, I want to emphasize these are speculations. I have no proof that this is what's happening, but the speculation is that that is potentially what is happening. Biden's public schedule issued by the White House showed that the commander-in-chief would spend the weekend in Wilmington as the largest war in Europe since 1945 entered its third day. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to refute any of this if you like. You are welcome to produce any information that you guys have. Here it is, right here. And I wanted to share this with you guys to illustrate what was going on. And something that I found absolutely ridiculous. There was an interview. Okay, again, remember how we always start these off. Remember how we talk about this all the time? What to know. The media is always telling us what we need to know, what we need to think, what our opinions should be. They even write it in their damn headlines. What to know. We just talked about this yesterday in the Friday vlog. It started off the same thing. What was it? The Philadelphia Inquirer. What to know about the People's Convoy. Yeah, as if we can't figure it out. Something else that I really wanted to share also that I just thought was absolutely astounding at the level of ridiculousness that the media will reach. Here in this particular tweet from Zelensky, did yesterday's sanctions convince Russia? We hear in our sky and see on our earth that this was not enough. And of course it's not. But the ABC had the audacity to ask Ambassador to the U.S., Oksana Markinova, if they're happy with the sanctions while bombs and troops are in their country. They need boots on the ground. Putin has had 8 years to prepare. China is stepping in to help during sanctions. This is what I posted on my Facebook yesterday. And if you guys haven't checked it out already, on my main page, I covered what we were looking at when it comes to China. How China did not condemn what happened. China is willing to step in. And my bet is that China and Russia have had conversations about this and were able to prepare for all of this. So if you guys enjoy my work, by all means, be sure to click that like button. And, of course, to comment and share this. If you're on Rumble, if you're on Odyssey, if you're on BitChute, I want you guys to all share this. This is kind of a rough cuff, off-the-cuff kind of thing. So I just wanted to get right into it. So I appreciate you guys hanging through all of the jump cuts and segments that we've had here. But nonetheless, guys, appearing right there on the screen, that would be the channel icon to subscribe to the channel if you're here on YouTube, as well as to indicate if you want notifications so you know when there's content here on the channel. And I will see all of you guys in the next video.